So in today's video, we are going to be I don't know why I keep on saying we are going to do this when I'm the only one who's doing this. I am going to be reviewing the Hobart N50 5-quart stand mixer, bowl of two. So let's get into it. After all these years, I finally got a Hobart N50, and I finally get to do something nobody else wants to do. Seriously, it's so simple. I get to make I get to film myself making anything other than bread dough and film it, and post it on YouTube. For some reason, nobody wants to do that. Every video I've seen of the Hobart N50, almost every video I've seen of the Hobart N50 making something, it was always some sort of dough. So yeah, like everybody wants to film it making some sort of bread dough, but barely anybody wants to film it making anything else other than that, using the beater or the whisk. It's literally so easy, people. Just put some whipping cream in the mixer and whip it up. Why is it so hard to pull out your damn camera and film your Hobart N50 making a batch of cookies, whipped cream, or other things that uses a beater or the whisk? You know, like I'm so glad I'm not one of those idiots. I actually get to film the mixer making anything other but dough, and I'll tell you the reason why later on. We're going to be looking at pros, cons, and you won't see this in any other review video, but we're also going to be talking about the middle things, like some debatable things, like if they're good or if they're bad. So yeah, we're going to first look at at all the pros. All right, so here's our pros. First off, it's industrial, so it's a commercial mixer. It's very strong. It's very overpowered, though it's not like the other Hobart mixers above it that are severely overpowered. Like those things can literally take on anything really. They just take on anything. But this one is the smallest mixer Hobart makes, but it is still a very strong, hefty industrial commercial mixer. So yeah, if you want to make bread dough, then if you want to make smaller batches of bread dough from time to time, and you don't really trust a KitchenAid or any other mixer to handle all the bread dough you'll be making from throughout the years, I think you should get a Hobart N50 or maybe a Hobart HL6 if you get your hands on one and if it's cheaper, you know. Like it's very industrial, very strong, and it's not too loud either. So in videos the mixer does seem pretty loud, but in person it's not actually loud at all. It's very quiet. It's not like a KitchenAid on like a high speed. Like those things get louder and louder and louder, while the Hobart stays the same volume of sound. Like it doesn't the sound doesn't decrease or increase. Well, actually, it does decrease when you turn it off, but other than that, it doesn't increase at all when you change speeds and all that stuff. I'll tell you once we get into the cons. So yeah, the beater design. Like I don't know about y'all, but I think the beater design is genius because let's take a look at it real fast. So this here's the beater. As you can see, the it has in the middle of it has 4 bars, and then you got this gigantic bar surrounding the entirety of the inside of the beater and all that stuff. And then you have that little edge right there, which is a Hobart specialty for some reason. They always did that with their smaller mixers, but I don't think they do it anymore. Which I think this is a nice touch. Like it just Every time I see that, I know it's a Hobart. So I think they should still do it just so as a little as you know it as a little way to let you know that you're using a Hobart mixer and not any other big mixer. So yeah, the reason why I think this is genius is because um, when the entire volume of the bowl has been taken up, when you're making dirt pudding or something that takes up the entire bowl, like whatever you're making just goes through these six holes here. I mean five, not six. So yeah, it goes through, and those bars push the whatever you're making around and stuff, pushes the batter and all that stuff around, giving it an even mix and all that crap. So yeah, like it's a very nice design. Though when it comes to thicker stuff, I can see why people would not really like a beater like this because it can like some people say that it can beaters that have lots of metal rods all around the beater kind of takes your dough around for a ride instead of mixing it. Though that problem can be solved by turning your mixer up onto a higher speed. So yeah, that's what I would do if that happens. That really happens to every mixer. So yeah, but it's whatever. So yeah, I think this is a very good beater design because of how the holes, how the batter goes through the holes and all that stuff rapidly. And on speed two, which is okay, Aiden. I'll get back to him later. So on speed two, which is basically the equivalent of speed three or whatever on a KitchenAid mixer, um, like that's where this thing is very very effective at mixing. It can mix anything very fast, and our next pro is that it's very 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 fast at whipping, like crazy fast. I made whipped cream with it yesterday, and holy that was fast. I didn't remember whipped cream taking that. I didn't remember whipped cream whipping up so fast. Holy crap! Like, it is very, very fast at whipping. Very fast. Even on speed two, it's very, very fast at whipping stuff. So yeah, it's very nice. I like the whisk. It's big and it has lots of wires. I think that might be the reason why it's fast at whipping. I do know that my KitchenAid artisans, it would take a little bit to whip up whipped cream, but they would whip up pretty fast too. But this here was wicked fast, I have to say. Probably because speed 3 is the equivalent of speed 10 on a KitchenAid mixer, and I don't put my KitchenAid mixers on speed 10 that much because they are very loud and I have very sensitive hearing. Not very very sensitive hearing, but it is quite annoying. The Hobart though, I don't have to deal with that because a Hobart, that the sound doesn't increase the higher speed you go. Our next pro is that it's a very very long lasting mixer. This thing can last. It can outlast anybody. Like um, these things were made in the 40s, and there's still models. Well, I mean, there's still Hobart N50s that were made in the 40s that are still working today. So yeah, like that's chaotic, really. Like that, like like this can outlast a family member. I can say you can outlast somebody's life. Like this here really does stand the test of time. This is this is a very awesome mixer when it comes to how long it lasts. Some KitchenAids, especially the newer ones that are made by Whirlpool, they won't last as long as the Hobart N50. Even the commercial 8, which I seen a guy, he had to repair his after a few years because the gears were worn out, so he had to replace gears and other things. So yeah, like maybe that guy made a lot of bread dough in his kitchen. Maybe, I don't know. But it was kind of weird. This here, it's long lasting, and I'm not sure if I don't know, I'm not sure how long it takes for its metal gears to wear out and strip out, But, it's very, very long lasting, and the motor, it lasts a very long time. Like I said, it can outlast somebody. Our last pro here is that it's very, very easy to use. All you have to do is snap the bowl in place. Well, first off, get it on its arms, and then snap the bowl in place. Put the beater on, or I mean, some sort of attachment, and then you lift the bowl up. And then there's a switch on the side of the mixer and a lever that changes the speed. All you have to do is flip that switch, and then flip the lever to any speed you want, and then boom, you're rolling. Like it's very easy to use. I can definitely see somebody getting a hang of this mixer um, when they first use it, even if they. I mean, like the people who don't know how to use a bowl lift mixer or a Hobart N50. So yeah, like it's a very easy to use, very easy to get used to. Now we're in the middle. This is the debatable stuff. It can either be good or it can either be bad. So first off, we got the fact that it's a bowl lift mixer. So some people are not a fan of bowl lifts, and there's other people who are a fan of bowl lifts. Me personally, I like bowl lifts more than tilt heads, but tilt heads do have a special place in my heart because I grew up with a tilt head stand mixer. But bowl lifts, when I first seen them, I was amazed. Like they looked so cool. Like I was amazed how you didn't have to lift up the head at all. All you had to do was drop the bowl because it has arms on the mixer. You have to just take the bowl off and all that stuff and all that. Like that amazed me. And that's what got me into liking bowl lift mixers. But there are some people who understandably don't like bowl lifts, like my mom. She grew up with well, she used a tilt head mixer all her life. My grandma my grandma always used a tilt head mixer when my mom was a kid, and she still has it today. So yeah, like that thing's old. It's a tilt head mixer. So yeah, and then she bought a Sunbeam for herself, which is a tilt head. And then eventually my aunt bought her and herself a KitchenAid Artisan. So yeah, she's been using tilt head mixers her entire life, and my mom being my mom, how she used to always make a hell of a lot of stuff from time to time because she used to make cakes as a part-time job. I mean, a side job. That's what I meant to say. I would imagine her getting some practice in with that old stand mixer that my grandma still has. So yeah, like there's that. Okay, our next thing here is only comes in gray. I don't really care what color it comes in. All I want is to use the mixer. But there are some people who do want their mixers to be a specific color, which is understandable. But when it comes to me, a mixer like this, I thought I would never get, or that I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to get. I don't care what color it is. I want to use it right away. So yeah, like some people might not care, and some people might care. And then here's our next middle. It only has 3 speeds. I'm fine with this, but some other people may prefer 10 speeds, or quote unquote 10 speeds. Like 10 speeds from a KitchenAid mixer, which it doesn't actually have 10 speeds really. It's more of a varied speed system. This here has the Hobart N50 has 3 speeds. I think it would be cool if it had 4, but 3 is fine. 3 speeds is all I need to make anything really. So yeah, we got super low. Yeah, we got super low. We got medium, and then we got very high. So yeah, like I would imagine people using medium most of the time. So yeah, like there's that. I don't really care if it has 3 speeds or not. I don't really need like 10 or 5 or whatever speeds. This is fine. Here's another. This here, it only comes with a 5 quart bowl, which I don't mind because I don't need any other bigger size bowl, even if I have a Hobart 10 quart that I need to restore. I only got that because it was a Hobart. I wanted a Hobart, so I got it when I seen it at the flea market, the antique store, I meant to say. So yeah, like 5 quart, that's fine by me. But there are some other people who prefer bigger mixing bowls for their mixers. I do remember I looked up Hobart mixers on Instagram, and there's this one video of a Hobart mixer making some sort of batter, and the person who posted it said that the person who posted it was just like, this is a nice little Hobart mixer, though it's too small to really use. So so yeah, like I guess that can be a problem to some people, but it's not a problem to me. Like 5 quarts is all I need, really. I don't need anything higher than that. And then here's our last one, the bowl handle design. My mom actually likes the bowl handle design. Like, um, yeah, she likes it. So yeah, I'm kind of mixed on it because the top where it hits your pointy finger, um, that can hurt your finger after a while because the heavy batter in it. While on the other hand, a KitchenAid artisan bowl, there's that curved end where your finger is able to rest. This one here is also curved, but not as much as the KitchenAid, so it can be a little annoying. But other than that, it's fine. Like some people might hate it, some people might not care or like it. Okay, Aiden, like yeah, I said I'll get back to him. So yeah, like now that'll be after this. So yeah, this is all our middle stuff, and now we're going to get into our cons. Dun dun dun. Man, I have to be honest. I really don't want to. I really don't like saying bad things about things I really like. But in order to make this a good review video, I must show pros and cons. At least both of them. If not, then you're making a very horrible, crappy review. So I had to show pros and cons. All right, so our first con is you have to turn it off to change speeds. The reason why is because it had this there's a gear system. Like there's big gears and small gears and medium sized gears, and there's another gear that spins around that spins those gears around and stuff. So you have to turn it off so you can move the lever can move that gear over to the next gear, and do all that stuff. Makes the mixer faster. It's kind of hard to explain. I forgot what that was called. Was that direct drive? No, I don't know. It's some sort of gear system that controls the speed. So yeah, like if you change the speed on the fly, it can eventually strip out the gears, which means that you'll have to eventually replace the gears. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You'll want to turn it off every time you change the speeds, which that can be very annoying. Like KitchenAid, you don't have to do that because they don't use that gear system. They have a varied speed selector, so you can just change speeds on the fly, which that's what Hobart does now. They have a speed lever, I mean speed thing. I forgot the word again. All right, next con. It doesn't come with a dough hook. You have to buy it separately. So yeah, I guess Hobart knows that their customers mostly use their mixers for doughs and stuff. So they so to make extra money, they force you to buy the dough hook. It doesn't come with it like a KitchenAid or any other mixer, in fact. So yeah, I wonder if every big mixer company does this. I have a feeling they might. I don't know. I bet some here do and some here don't. But Hobart is one of the ones that makes you buy the dough hook. So yeah, like it's a good money maker, but it's really crappy at the same time. I don't like how they did this. They should have just gave it free. Like just make it come with the mixer itself. So yeah, mine didn't come with a dough hook. I think the reason I would imagine the reason why is because the previous owner of the Hobart mixer I have right now decided not to buy the dough hook for it, and then when he was selling it, he didn't have a dough hook to give it. So yeah, I only got the beater and the whisk. That's the only attachments I have. I might get a meat grinder for it too to make steak burgers. But yeah, like it doesn't come with a dough hook. Here's our next con. Um, it's um, it's very expensive, brand new or used. So let's look at prices real fast. So here's the prices. Um, we got 3,335.64. Then we got the same price but 99 cents. Then we got the same price as the first, and 3,546.62. You see, like they're not cheap. They're not cheap whatsoever. So yeah, like this is how expensive they are, brand new. So yeah, Hobart is not playing around with prices. So yeah, like that's the price of brand new Hobart N50s. And then when you try to find a used one on eBay or some other website, you get prices like 1,395, 1,900, 1,999.99 cents. Um, I think that's it for the mixers themselves. Everything else are just parts and attachments. But yeah, like they're not cheap, even used. They're not cheap whatsoever. I was lucky to get mine at a price where me and my parents could both pay for it. So yeah, like the prices here are no joke. The mixer can get windy. Um, for some reason, when I first used this mixer, like the first two times, I'm pretty sure the mixer was just smooth. Now every time I use it, the mixer is now getting windy. Like I'll give you a little sound comparison from when I first used it to one of the last times I used it. Now it's time. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, well, we're going to cream the butter and sugar. For a little. Oh wow. So I compared all three speeds from when I first used it to one of the last times I used it, just to make it fair. But really, the whining is it's really only noticeable in speed one. In the first clip in the video where I first used the mixer, you couldn't hear any whining on speed one. And then the other video, you can definitely hear the whining. It sounds just like KitchenAid Pro 600. I know that. My grandma, who has the old mixer, she got my mom gave her a KitchenAid Pro 600 for her birthday. Oh wait, no, that was my grandpa's birthday. Like we got that for him because he back then he used to make dough. So yeah, like that thing is very whiny because I seen my grandma use it a lot here and there every time I would spin a night down there. So yeah, like I don't know why, but it got whiny all of a sudden. Hopefully it disappears soon because it is getting annoying. All right, so the speed lever can get jammed. So yeah, like speed lever it can get jammed. Like um, sometimes I can push the lever up to any speed I want, and then other times it will just get stuck or jammed, and I'll have a hard time pushing it up or down to whatever speed I need it to be on. So yeah, like it's I don't know why it does that, but it's very annoying how it does that. So yeah, sometimes it's like that, and other times it's not. It's just a mixed bag. Okay, sorry, my throat is now getting ticklish and dry. Our last con is that it is a very heavy machine, very very heavy. I can't pick it up. I don't have muscles. I have chicken feet and um, chicken arms. Kinda, if chickens had arms. I guess the closest thing we have to chicken arms are wings, I guess. So yeah, I can't pick it up. I don't think my mom will be able to pick it up. My dad's able to pick it up because like he used to do a lot. He used to do a lot of sports related stuff back when he went to school and stuff. So yeah, like it's a very heavy mixer because it's how industrial it is. Like back then, I found the KitchenAid Artisan heavy, but now I can pick that up with ease. But the Hobart, no, that's a different story. Maybe one day I'll be able to pick it up by myself, you know, but that one day is far away because I don't think I'll ever have the strength to pick it up anytime soon. Just anytime soon. Maybe one day, but not now. So yeah, it's a very heavy machine. So and that's all the pros and cons and middle things I can really muster. Um, so yeah, like there's everything. This is my experience and other experiences like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So yeah, like there's that. I say this here is a pretty solid review. This here I really back then I used to make horrible reviews, and then I started making better reviews. But now I think this here might be the best one I made. So yeah, like hopefully I keep on improving. But this is the best I can do. I see this as a pretty good review of the Hobart N50. So yeah, I'll see you next time on Big LT. So yeah, see you later.